simplify each expression. So the word simplify means come up with one answer, and the word expression, we can see they're actually numerical expressions. So we're looking for one answer. Now looking at the given problems, we're given either adding or subtracting, but I also am noticing it's a negative. So we have to figure out, is it really adding or subtracting? Also, I am looking at, I have fractions, but I also have mixed numbers. So I'm going to do example B in this video, because a mixed number will be a fraction as well, to remind you about the rules. And then you need to pause the video or go back to do A on your own. So there is a rule that you need to know for adding or subtracting. So we need to have common denominators when adding or subtracting. So right now I do not have common denominators. So looking at the bottom, I have 8 and 3. So a rule is very important to be followed. Now I also can do this problem two different ways. However, I'm going to decide to change each number that is a mix right now to a fraction. So we need to do some work before we even do common denominators. So let's see, so 2 and 5/8, I want to make it into one fraction. So that's called the improper fraction. It will be bigger than 1, because especially when we have two whole numbers. So the way I do it, I show my work. So 2 whole numbers plus 5/8. And the 2 whole numbers, you can write 2 over 1. We still need a common denominator, so I multiply by the giant 1. So we have 16/8 for the 2 plus 5/8. So the first number changes to, and here, so 21/8. That's the change just to have one fraction. So go ahead and pause the video and use the same process so you can change the second fraction. And then we'll talk about common denominators. So now you are prompted, like I said, to do it on your own. So I'm going to pretend you already did it. So right now I want to use a common denominator between 8 and 3. So one way you could do it is list all the multiples of 8 and 3 at the same time, and look which one is the common, or the least common, or the first common is the preferred one. So if I'm counting by 8 or multiples of 8, I will get to those numbers. So I'm going to stop and count by 3 now. So 3, 6. So go ahead and do that if you're not sure how to do common denominators. So pause the video and count by 3. So when I was counting by 3, I noticed that the first number that is common is 24 for both. And that is the common denominator I want to use. So what I wanted, but I'm also noticing that 8 times 3 is 24, and then 3 times 8 is also 24. So basically, when you have numbers like 8 and 3, one is prime, the other one doesn't go into one another, you could technically multiply by each other. So to continue the problem, you want to change to have a common denominator of 24 by multiplying both. So if I was going to do the 21 over 8, I would multiply by 3 on top and bottom. So I'm not going to even subtract until I do that. So you continue this problem on your own. Now remember, when you subtract, you don't want to like make a mistake. Check your work. So do the steps properly, and then go back and finish example A as well on your own.